The Lebanese government and the militant group Hezbollah have reportedly agreed to a US ceasefire proposal with Israel. A top Lebanese official has told Reuters they've delivered their written response to Washington, with some added comments on the content of the proposal. There's been no response yet from Israel. Cross-border strikes have continued, with health officials saying at least 5 were killed in central Beirut and 1 killed in northern Israel. Global Affairs Editor John Lyons joins me now. So, John, talk us through what are some of the major sticking points in these talks?
Well, Mel, the major point is one that's not new. After the 2006 war, the last war between Israel and Hezbollah, the United Nations passed Resolution 1701, which essentially tries to separate the two sides. It called for a zone free of armed personnel, besides the actual official army of Lebanon. Now, Hezbollah has not honoured that. Hezbollah clearly has infiltrated and put a lot of time in that area, putting missiles and so forth in there. So the main sticking point is whether or not both sides can agree, whether or not Hezbollah will agree to essentially move further away from the Israeli border. In northern Israel, which I visited a few weeks ago, there's about 60,000 Israeli citizens have left the north of Israel because of the rockets and the missiles. And one of the stated aims of Benjamin Netanyahu is that those 60,000 people will be able to move back to their houses near the north. They can't do it at the moment, so the main sticking point is Hezbollah prepared to move further from the border, and is the Israeli army prepared to leave southern Lebanon and come back into Israel?
Well, Israel and Hezbollah have continued to trade strikes with more intensity. How much of a threat does Hezbollah still pose?
Hezbollah's main leadership has been essentially decapitated. Israel has targeted a lot of their senior military command and killed them, including Hassan Nasrallah, the major leader of Hezbollah. However, Hezbollah still has capability. They haven't used a lot of their precision-guided missiles. They've used some of their shorter-range missiles, but they still, from people I talk to in Lebanon who know about Hezbollah's capability, Hezbollah still has precision-guided missiles through parts of Lebanon. So Hezbollah still has the capability to inflict damage on Israel with some of its rockets, and they haven't been completely destroyed, although they've been seriously wounded.
We'll move to northern Gaza now, and human rights groups have been sounding the alarm about the region for weeks now. We have reports of violent looting of aid trucks. What do we know about the situation there at the moment?
Mel, it's a complete humanitarian catastrophe. The head of the Norwegian Refugee Council, Jan Egeland, went there recently and basically reported that the exact quotes of the head of the Norwegian Refugee Council was, "This is no way a lawful response, a targeted operation of self-defence to dismantle armed groups or warfare consistent with humanitarian law. What Israel is doing here with Western-supplied arms is rendering a densely populated area uninhabitable for almost 2 million civilians." And the head of the NRC went on to say, "The families, widows and children I have spoken to are enduring suffering almost unparalleled anywhere in recent history. There is no possible justification for continued war and destruction." Israel, of course, would say that its whole military operation in Gaza is to dismantle Hamas, to ensure that Hamas can never again commit the sort of atrocities that they did on October 7 when they broke through into Israel.